So, hello everybody, this is Thomas Altenberger, and this is the first video of a new series that we'd like to introduce here at Flying Games. And it is basically us playing video games that we like, and just to show you these games that may be well known or not so well known, and just talk with you about why we like this game, and just hopefully make you enjoy it and maybe discover a new game or just watch me fail on a game that that everybody seems to be playing. And tonight it's going to be our first game, which is Into the Breach, who just released. And if you don't know Into the Breach, it's a new game from the people who made Faster Than Light, the roguelike that you may know if you like roguelike games. And Into the Breach is also a roguelike game, but it is very different from Faster Than Light, and we will see that in a few minutes. So I'm going to start a new game, and at the start of a game you have to choose a squad of robots, of mech, and a time traveler, which is going to be your main character, your main pilot. And you can choose between a wide array of character, and each character has special abilities. And I'm not going through all of them, but I'm going to choose Silica because it's one of my favorites, because it has a special that can allow him or her to act twice if it doesn't move on a turn. So we are going to see that Into the Breach is a turn-based tactical game, and before we start we have to compose a squad of 3 characters, of three robots. And this is a default squad, the Rift Walkers. It's a default squad, the only one you have when you start the game. I have a few more that are unlocked, but all the squads have special abilities. But I'm going to choose the default one, the Rift Walkers, because it is the easiest one to understand, and it's quite possibly the equivalent to the easy mode. Once you're an advanced player, you will most likely like to choose between other kind of squad, or maybe customize a squad, which basically allow you to put any kind of robot from any kind of squad. But we're just going to go with the default one, and we're going to explain what everybody does on each of the role. So the question is the chat: in which difficulty have you finished the game? I finished the game in normal, in each of the 3 victory medals. No, the 4 island victory I did it on easy. So I just did the 2 and 3 island victory. So hopefully tonight we're going to go with the 4 island victory on normal. I should be able to do this, but I will most probably fail. A full run of Into the Breach is about 1 hour, I believe. 1 hour and a half if you go really through all the island. And well, that's a world map. When you start a run, you have to choose between 1 out of 4 islands. When you start a fresh save, 3 of them are locked. You have to first beat an island in order to unlock another one. Here I have all of them unlocked. When you go into an island, they have a special environment and a special kind of enemies, and each of them has different dangers and so on. Here is my squad, so my 4 robots. When you are in a mission, you will have only these 3 robots, with the exception of a few special missions. And so this is my combat mech, my prime class. It's basically my mech that will deal most of the damage. It does 2 damage by default, while the other one do 1 damage, but they have special abilities. And I will explain that in game directly. It should be more simple. Each of the robots have a pilot who has experience points, and when you kill monsters in the game, your pilot gets experience points, and it will unlock a few skills. And most skills are random, except for the special pilot that you can get. Every special pilot has a unique skill, and you can, if you're lucky, get multiple special pilots per run. But when you start a game, you have only 1 special pilot, and the 2 other one are basically random guys, or no name them and you want. And I go through all of this when I get the opportunity to, but right now there's nothing to really see here. So I'm going to start with the first island, and basically here I can choose between 2 missions. In Into the Breach, there's absolutely nothing that is hidden. You'll know exactly what are the odds every time. There are no way to miss a hit. Every hit hits. And when you do a mission, when you are about to start a mission, you know what are the rewards for completing this mission. So if I do this mission, the library, I'm going to get a reputation point, which is represented by a star, and a power grid unit, which is this small lightning. Reputation points is something that you can spend when you finish an island to buy items or to upgrade your characters and so on. And power grid is basically your health point. If your power grid gets to 0, it's game over. So what you will want to do is to have your power grid be maximized almost all the time, and to do the as little as possible errors, because you can use unit, but if your power grid gets to 0, it's really a game over. So we're going to start with this first mission. It should be an easy one. And when you are about to start the mission, you see exactly what the terrain will be, where are going to be the enemies, and so it makes you in a very good position to choose which mission you want to go. And there's really not really anything random in the game, except the order of the missions, the kind of rewards, the type of terrain. But once the game is generated, you have access to all the information, and you can make the decision really easily. So it's not the kind of game that is going to punish you with some too random stuff. And here is the start of the mission. You have to place your characters on the grid. So what I want to do is to protect those buildings. This is going to be the objective of the game, protecting civilian building. And every time the monsters will hit a civilian building, I will lose some units of the power grid. And I can be hit myself, I can have my robots to be hit, to be killed even. This is not important at all. You don't have to save yourself in the game. What's important is to save the civilian. So this small round and red thing on the ground are mines. So I don't want to walk on them, but I want enemies to walk on them. Hopefully they are a bit dumb. You will see that we're going to try to walk on them just like that. So I'm just going to place my 3 robots in a way that the enemies is almost forced to either go on a mine or to go in front of this robot, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. So once you're ready, you just confirm the start of the mission, and at the start of the mission you're going to have the enemies that is going to prepare its first turn. So this is the AI just moving, so there's already an enemy down by working on a mine. And okay, here we go. So you've seen everything moved, but what's very interesting in Into the Breach is that you know exactly what's going to happen on the next turn. For instance, this enemy, you know that he's going to fire on my mech here, and that he's going to do 1 point of damage. And this one is going to hit this robot for 1 point of damage. And you have 3 other enemies that are going to spawn on the next turn. So here what I want to do is to first clear a path for my mech to move. And what I'm going to do is to just punch this guy. And it's going to... it took 2 points of damage, so he's dead, but when you hit monsters in the game, or when you are hit, there is some weapon or some type of damage that are going to push enemies to move them, and this is going to be one of the biggest strategy of the game, is that you move enemies, that you avoid them to hit you, and you can also move yourself, or eventually move enemies into yourself so that they take damage and so on. And there's a lot of strategies that will also involve to sacrifice units and to for instance take damage for yourself to save a building and so on. So I'm just going to push the cat because she's on the desk, and well, that's fine. So now what I want to do is to avoid my robot here to be hit. So what I can do is simply moving this one out of range. So now on the next turn, this enemy will fire basically in the void. And this mech I can still fire with it. And what I may be doing is to push these enemies into a mine, so you just get killed instantly. Oh, sorry, it's a cat. But you will see I'm using the artillery, and the artillery, it's basically something that is going to do damage in the central tile where you want to hit, and it's going to push the other tile in the forward direction. So here you see that the enemies is going to fly in the mine, but my main robot is going to be pushed inside my tank, and they will both take damage because they're going to get into a collision, and I don't want this. So what I'm going to do is to first move this tank, and I'm going to move it here, and then now I can fire my artillery without both of my mech getting any damage, but they are getting pushed. But the most important thing is that they don't get any damage. I can't do much with this tank because it already moved, and it can only move this way. So what I'm going to do is just to end this turn for now. And there's a lot of enemies that just popped. Yeah, this one is dead, so that's super cool. So now you see that the enemies is going to fire on this building and on this building. What I can do is to move this one around and fire here, so that this enemy gets pushed, and so it doesn't fire on the building. because I don't want anything to happen to the building, because I will lose a power grid point, and this is something I really want to prevent. This enemy, I can simply go here and fire on it, and it will push it in the water. And most of enemies die instantly in the water, except if they are flying or if they are boss. And this enemy is not an enemy that is going to attack me, but it's an enemy that is going to buff other enemies. So this one, it's a blood spion, and basically what it does is regenerating enemies by 1 unit every turn. So you almost always want to kill these guys as soon as possible. So hopefully it only has 2 points of life, and my robot does 2 points, so I'm just going to kill it, and that's basically it for this turn. So 3 other enemies are coming. So I want to prevent these 2 from attacking. Okay. So what I can do here is to push this one again in the water. This one is going to attack a building, this one is going to attack my robot, and this one is going to attack my other robot. What I can do here is to push the 2 outside enemies to avoid them from hitting the building and my mech. And with this one I can just punch this one for 2 points, because it has 2 points left, and it's going to die. So this is still very good. So here we go. So 2 more enemies are popping. They are both going for the building. So that should be... I should be able to manage all of this. So I'm going to move my robot here, because I don't want it to be hit by this one. I know that this enemy is an enemy that is just going to hit in front of him. It's not something that is going to throw a projectile. So it's not if I move this robot, it's not going to hit this building like this. So you see, it just hits here in plain air. What I'm going to do is that I want this enemy to be pushed, and I want it to be pushed on the mine. So it's just going to die. And then I want this one to be either killed or pushed out of range. I'm going for the kill, because it gets you experience points. And as you can see, I'm not going to be able to avoid 1 damage here. Only if I would be able to push it on either of this direction, but I can't. So I'm just basically going to put any unit in front of it, as they're just going to take 1 damage. But since it's the last turn of this map, I'm basically going to win. So I'm just ending the turn. I'm getting 1 damage. This one is going to hit nowhere, and it's good. So I just finished the mission. It was a perfect mission. I didn't take any great damage. I take 1 damage on 1 mech, but it doesn't matter. The hit point on the mech are going to be regenerated each mission, so you can basically just take any kind of damage that you want. So I protected 1000 civilians, and this is going to be the final score of a game, the number of civilians you protect throughout a run. And I get all my objectives, so I get all my points. I'm getting my reputation points, my power grid points, and I also found a time pod I'm going to explain that another time if I find another one. So that's the pod I recovered. And inside it, I have a special pilot and a reactor core. So basically, pods are something that are sent from the future. I didn't explain that, but Into the Breach is a game about time traveling. You basically travel back in time to save humanity from a monster attack. And you have also stuff that are sent from the future for you on the battlefield through pod. And into this one, there was a special pilot and a reactor core. And reactor core are items that are very critical because they allow you to boost your mech. And once you complete the mission, you unlock the other missions that are adjacent to this mission. And what I will do is replace one of my random pilots with a special pilot. So the special has a special ability which is push adjacent tiles when repairing. So you can spend the turn to repair yourself, and if I do that with this pilot in one of the robots, it will push anything that is just on the adjacent tile. So it can be a strategy to be used. Even if you don't have to repair, it may be a good strategy to just move next to something and to push enemy with a repair. So I'm going to place this one here. And I got one reactor core. Reactor core, I can install them on robots, and it's going to enhance the energy of this robot, and I can spend this point into upgrading its abilities, like moving plus one move, or having more health. Or my artillery, I can make them to be I can make buildings to be immune to my artillery. And it is basically very useful if you want to push enemies from building without firing on the building, because if you fire yourself on a building, you lose a power grid point. So you don't want that. So usually what I do is to boost my artillery, because that's basically my favorite robot. And the skills that makes a building immune is quite useful, but I don't find it very useful once you have upgrade like +2 damage. So I prefer to have more damage and getting immune stuff. And what I do in the long run also is to use this pilot with his capacity of double shot into the artillery. I find it to be very powerful, but I don't do that on every run, and for now I'm fine. I don't have to customize my squad too much. Okay, so now I have 3 possible missions, and I'm going to choose based on the bonus objective. So this one has 2 bonus objectives, which are to not kill the volatile vac. That means that there's going to be a special monster that is going to be hostile to me, and I must not kill it, and that's very, very annoying to do. Protect the power plant. That's basically a building that I have to protect. It's the only building that doesn't look like the other building, so I don't want this building to be destroyed if I want my bonus objective. On this mission, I have an objective to destroy the dam and block Vex spawning 3 times. So what you can do is, when a monster is about to emerge from Earth, you can place a unit on it, or an object, a rock, or whatever, and it will prevent this enemy from spawning this turn. And that's very useful when you don't want the map to be overcrowded, so you have to be very careful about this and to manage. And this one defends the satellite launches. So this one is an easy one, but it doesn't unlock any other mission, so it's not that useful to do, except if I want the 2 points of reputation. But I don't want to do this mission because I don't like to protect any Vec. So I'm going to do this one. It's not an easy one either, because destroying the dam is can be annoying. So what I'm going to do is to place my 2 main eater here, and I'm going to place my artillery here because I'm going to use this one to destroy the dam. The trick with the dam is that if I destroy it, all these parts are going to be emerged, and if I get anything in, I won't be able to fire. So I want to avoid this while I destroy the dam. So I'm going just to keep these 2 robots into this line of limit. I will try to do so, and if possible, I want enemies to be drowned when I destroy the dam. So for now, that's an easy setup because I can basically come here and push this one on this block. It's cool because it's going to block the VEC from spawning, and when VEC is blocked from spawning, whatever is on the tile blocking is going to take 1 damage. So this monster is going to die from blocking the other one to come. And I want this one to not hit the building, so I'm going to get here and push it away. And this one I want to fire on the dam. So the dam has 2 hit points, so I'm going to wait for next turn to destroy it. Here I didn't calculate it correctly, but there's this one who is buffing the other enemies, is recovering 1 hit point to all enemies. So the enemy I thought would die just recovered 1 point and didn't die when the other enemy was blocked from coming. So what I'm going to do here is... So that's a tricky one. Yeah, I'm just going to kill this one. No, I'm going to undo my move. I'm going here. And I'm going to hit this one. And as you see, it's going to kill the first one and it's going to push it before it gets killed. And by pushing it, it gets in collision with the one just behind, and the one just behind is going to take 1 damage. And with my tank, I'm just going to finish this one off. And now I can freely destroy the dam. Here we go. And I can end this turn. So I'm going to try to get my second objective of blocking VEC from spawning 3 times. I already blocked once. I still have to do 2 blocking. And I'm basically... yeah, I can do that. So I come here to block this one from spawning, and I'm going to push this one into the water to kill it, so that it doesn't fire on the building. And this one I'm going to ignore it, and I'm just going to get here in order to get my secondary objective. And with my artillery, I'm going to use my artillery to fire in plain air, or just here. It won't do any damage, but it's going to push this one from hitting the building. And I can finish my turn. So now this is not very good. This is not good. This is not going to be good because I can't... I'm going to take a grid damage. Because I can push one of the two, but I can push both of them. So I'm basically going to take a hit. I can get this one from not hitting the building, but I can prevent this one from hitting the building. Because if I go into the water, my robot won't be able to attack. They can't attack while they are in water. And if I just get here, I can kill the enemy, because it takes 1 damage from the hit, plus 1 damage from colliding with the building. But colliding with the building destroy the building. So I'm going to lose a power grid. But if I don't do anything, it's going to hit the building and make me lose a power grid point anyway. So what I'm going to do is to shoot him, so at least I get the experience. So I lost 1 power grid, and that wasn't a perfect mission. But it's a good mission nonetheless, because I only lost 1 power grid, my power grid is still strong, and I got the 2 optional objective. So here what I'm going to do is... yeah, I'm going to do this one. Defend the train. So there's going to be a train that is going to advance each turn, and I have to prevent this train to take any damage or to have an enemy in its way before it moves. Okay, he's starting bad. I want... Okay, this is not very good at all. Not good, not good. So I'm just going to try a few stuff. So I'm going just to push this one over here. I'm going to punch this one, and now we're in trouble because this one is going to hit a building. I can't put this one here because he's getting to hit the train, and the train is going to fail. And I can't put it here because it can fire through this one. But now I'm going to reset this turn, and it's a good opportunity to show you another feature of this game, is that you can cancel your current turn 1 time per battle, and that's very useful because you can mess up once per battle, and it also gives you the opportunity to test a few strategy before going into it. So now I can use this one to push. I can push this one. Yeah, but I think I'm going to at least take 1 grid damage because I can't save everybody. I don't think I can save everybody. If I fire here, it's going to push this one. Ah, I can save everybody. I'm just going to push this one here. So this one doesn't hit the building. I need to destroy this one from getting into the train. And with this one, I'm just going to make him not hit the building. And that's a wrap. Cool. Yeah, so in the chat there's Le Crime who's telling that he's going to try another squad on this one, which is called the Steel Judoka. And yeah, it's a squad very special because you can make any direct hit. It's only indirect damage, and almost all the other squads and the default one have special abilities. There's the one that is going to freeze enemies, there's the one that is going to set fire, and so on. And it can get very tricky to finish the game with the other squad. And this one is kind of the easy difficulty, like I said. And if you want more challenge or test your strategy skill, you're really going to want to go with the other squad. So here I have this one hitting this building. I have this one hitting here. What can I do? I can hit here. It won't. Ah no, it will hit the train. It's going to hit the train. But I can fire here. I have this enemy that isn't going to hit the train, but either this one is going to hit the train or this one is going to hit a building. And if I could, I would use this one to get this one, but I can't. So that's a problem. So I think I'm going to sacrifice this building because I don't see a way to protect everybody. No, I don't see a way to do that. So I'm going to push this one here. It's going to die because there's a monster that is going to be blocked. I'm going to use... No, Oh, fuck. I did a mistake here. Because now I want this one to not hit a building, but I can't do that. Because if I do that, it's going to move my robot here, and this one is going to hit the train. And I don't want the train to be hit. That's a tough one. And I already used my reset, so I'm fucked up here. I'm fucked up from here. So I'm just going to I'm going to take 2 grid damage. 2 grid damage or lose 2 reputation. That's a tough choice. I don't know which one. No, I can't fire through the train. I can't fire through the train. And I want this one to get moved. So that's not fair. I have to choose between my grade points or the objectives. Well, I'm going to sacrifice the grid points, or I can kill this one. No, it doesn't. It's not helpful. I can at least kill. No, I can prevent one. I can at least prevent one from... Yeah. I can at least prevent this one from hitting a building. So I'm only basically going to lose one grid point, which is, well, less of a bummer. So that ends my turn. I'm losing one power. The train is going to move. Okay. So that's an easy one. Just have to kill this one. To move this one from here. Push that guy. And that basically ends the mission. And I'm just going to kill this one for the experience. But now I'm good. The train is going to advance. It's my last turn, so I'm going to win this mission. And here we go. So one more grid point, it's 2 grid points lost since the beginning of this run, which is not that good to me. And I still have one mission left to do, and after that there's going to be a boss mission. So what I want is to have as many grid points as possible before the boss begins. So there's basically this mission. Yeah, three missions are going to get me to restore me 1 grid point. I said that I didn't like this one because you have to protect an enemy. This one has 2 objectives and battle with less than 4 mech damage, which should be totally doable, and protect the power generator, which is usually an easy objective. And this one is an easy mission, because the less there is, the less objectives there are, the easiest is the mission. And this one is a very easy mission because you have defensive shield on building, which means that the building can take a free hit before you lose a power point. And there's also an air support, which means that there are going to be some air raids that are going to bomb the zone on the ground, and you can trick enemies to get into them and getting killed instantly. So that often makes the mission very easy. And I'm going to go with this one, which should be a medium difficulty mission. So I'm going to place my robot. I don't want the enemy to get into those buildings or this building. So what I'm going to do is to place one here, and one here. Yeah, the chat said that train missions are always a pain in the ass, Vladirian said. And EBK says, I like train missions. I like train missions too. I used to hate them, but once you get the trick, they can be one of the easiest missions. So here there are 2 buildings that are at risk, and I'm going to punch this one, and I'm going to use my artillery to push this one away to hit this one, but I don't really care. And I'm going to kill this one with my tank. So I'm just going to take a hit from this one, but no building is going to get hit. So 2 new enemies with one buffing them. This one is a blood one, so it's going to regenerate them from 1 hit point per turn. And this turn should be pretty easy to wrap, because I basically have to punch this one for a lot of damage, and I'm going to put this one here. It's going to take 1 damage from blocking an enemy from spawning, but that's not a problem. And I'm going to use my attribute to kill this one, to move away this one, and with this one I'm going to place it here and to punch this one. And on the next turn there's going to be only 1 enemy coming, and I'm going to take 2 damages here, which is not a problem, but I have a side objective of not taking more than 4 damage, and but you can repair your mech. If you have 4 damage and you lose this objective, you can repair mech and to restore this objective, so it's usually not a problem. So they took the damage, but they prevented enemy from spawning, and I only have 2 enemies to manage this turn, which is cool. So what I'm going to do is, so this one I have to absolutely move those one, because if they take 1 more damage they're going to die, and if they get destroyed the pilot is going to die. And in the next mission I can still use the robot, but it's going to be piloted by an AI. And well, an AI, it's a pilot AI, but I can still give him order like it was a normal mission, but I won't get any special skill or experience from the pilot, so I don't want this to happen. What I'm going to do is to fire on this one, and I'm going to, no, not that. Not that either. I can just kill both of them, but I'm just thinking about if I can just repair one of my units, which is no, so I'm just going to kill both of them, because I don't want them to be annoying on next turn, because there are 4 new enemies that are going to come, which is a lot, and so I just want to clean the board before next turn with new enemies. So they are acting quite dumb. So they are all focusing on mech, and I just have to move my mech to get out of the range. So the only one that is annoying is this one, because it's going to fire on a building. And it's my last turn, so all I have to do is to kill or move this one, and it's going to be good. So the only thing I'm going to do is to kill this one, to move away this one, and to repair it. And that's it. I can kill any other, so I'm just going to end this turn, and I have all my side objective. And that was a good mission. So I have one of my pilots that got promoted from its experience, and it unlocked a skill. And skills are random. except the special skill you have per special pilot, but every other skill is random and gets unlocked once you have enough experience. So this one gets 2 more HP, which makes him interesting to put into another mech, because this mech has 3 hit points, this one 3, and this one 2. So what's interesting is to put this pilot into this mech to get the 2 bonus hit points, and this pilot is going to be put into this one. And so now everything has changed. The blue region are now blocked, and the only mission I can do is this one, and it's basically a boss mission. So in this special mission, I'm going to have a boss with a side objective to kill it. I'm not forced to kill the boss to win the mission, but if I kill the boss, I get a reputation point, and I have a building to protect. And I don't lose the game if the building gets destroyed, but I will also use a power grid plus a reputation point. So I want to protect this building and I want to kill this monster. So this one starts by attacking in 2 directions. So this boss, it does 4 damage, which is a lot. It will basically one-shot any of my robots. And when it fires in 2 directions. So in front and behind him. So I don't have that many options with this one. So what I want is to put it away from the trajectory of this building, so I need to push it through this way, and that's what I'm going to do. And now I want this one to not fire on the building. I'm going to take 1 damage here. And I want this one to not be in front of the enemy when it's going to fire. And I'm going to use its weapon to kill this one. Okay. So I'm taking 1 damage here. 2 new enemies coming. Okay, so here I have 1 attacking a building, 2 attacking a building, 3 if I move the 2 robots in front of him. He's going to fire on this building. And I have the boss firing on this building. So what can I do here? That sounds complicated. I want the boss to be pushed on this direction, but I want... Oh, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. The boss has 4 HP, which basically means that I can kill it this turn, if I wish. I'm going to try. I basically have to hit him in this way. He's going to take 1 damage plus 1 from hitting the mountain. And I can kill it with this one. So I get my side objective. And I'm using this one to be here, to take 1 damage because of this one, but I'm going to fire here so that both buildings are safe. and that should do it. But on next turn I'm going to have 5 enemies to deal with, which is quite a problem. Okay, that should be good. They are all targeting my robots, so I basically just have to ignore them. And all I have to do is to push them away. And now I can just kill them one by one. So I want this one and this. And I still have 1 turn left. So my next turn, I can basically take any hit. And I'm just going to be careful to have nothing get killed. So that's good, that's not good. And I have a cat exploring behind me. So what can I do? I need to prevent this one and this one from hitting this building, and that I can do it with this one. And I have to fire here to move this one, and here I can push the 2 of them. I'm going to move the one in the front, this one, away. This one is going to take 1 damage, it's not going to die. But then I can use this mech to just kill this one, and everybody is safe. And it's good. And that's it. So just finished the first island. I got 1 pilot promoted, and I didn't screw up any mission, so I'm getting a free reward for having all the side objectives completed. And I can choose between a special pilot, a robot that can it makes you able to move through enemy units, which can be very useful. You also have a weapon, it's a grab. With your prime class robot you can grab an enemy and throw it behind you, or just restore your power grid. And I'm going to take the pilot, because now I have finished the island and I can take time to spend reputation. I have 8 reputation points, so I can basically spend them in some sort of shop. And what I want to do is to first change the default pilot with this new special pilot. And I'm going to sell my 2 random pilot because I don't need them and they allow me to get 1 reputation point each. So now I have 10 reputation points. I'm going to spend 2 on restoring my grid and 2 on getting reactor core to customize my robot, and I have 2 more reputation points to spend, and I think I'm going to spend that on weapon. And this weapon seems pretty cool because it pushed up to 3 enemy away, and it does 2 damage. 2 damage is very good on 3 different enemies. and I'm going to buy this one, and I should be good. And it goes into this class. So weapons are not suited to all class, but I can, if I want, put them into other class, but it's going to be requiring one additional reactor core to be usable. So it's usually better to put it on your dedicated class. And I'm going to spend one core here to activate this weapon. And my other reactor core, I don't have any use for now, I think. So I can just leave this island. So the Karam Kotro in the chat saying I came expecting fail, and well, I can fail pretty much any time, so don't worry. I'm most probably going to fail. And I'm going to do the island in the order of the game. So the green island is the first island of the game. The second one is the desert. The third one is the ice island, and the fourth one is the toxic one. So they are basically they are not more difficult one from another. The difficulty is made through in which order you do them. If you start with your first island is always going to be the easiest one, and the more you advance into the game, the more bigger are the enemies and so on. So it doesn't really count. It just kind of personal order you wish to go through. And I'm just going to take the second island. That's a natural order that the game proposes you. So I have 3 missions. I have 2 medium missions and 1 hard mission. So this one is a hard mission because it has 3 objectives. It has 3 rewards. 1 to defend the train, 1 to protect the robotic lab, and every hard mission has a nice threat, which is basically a mini-boss. So it has a mini-boss to deal with, and usually you don't really want to go into those missions unless you really are in need of those rewards. I don't really need them for now because I have a quite correct squad, and I'm not for now in need of reputation point. So what I'm going to do is to go with any of these 2 missions. So this mission has defend the Earth Mover. It's basically you have some kind of terraforming device in the middle of the map, and you have to defend it while it pushes away the other tiles. And this one is going to be, I think, easy to do. Take less than 3 grid damage, which is usually an easy objective if you don't screw up, and protect the power generator, which should be easy too. And it has a special event on this map, seismic activity. And this is basically, there are going to be a few random tiles on the map that are going to be subject to seismic activities, and it's basically destroying the tile. So you don't want to have anything, any of your unit on it, and ideally you will want to push other enemies on it. So I'm just going to place something like here. They will most probably go for the plant. So here you have the seismic tiles. So if there are anything on this tile, it's going to die. And as you can see, there's one enemy that already went on them on it. And I basically don't have to care about this enemy at all, because it's going to die right when their turn is going to begin. So it's attacking the building, but I really don't care because it's going to die. So I just can ignore it. This is an enemy that is starting to be tougher than the normal enemy. It has 5 hit points and it does 3 damage. And 3 damage, now it's basically one-shotting most of my robot, so I don't want anything to be hit by this this monster. And this one is going to fire into this building, which is something I don't want to happen. So what I'm going to do is to check the attack order. So this one attacks first, and this one attacks right after. What I can do here, I want to push this one into this one, or this one into this one, which will fire, take 1 damage here. Well, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to fire here on this building. This building doesn't take any damage because I have spent a special skill on this robot to not deal damage to building when it fires on it. It's going to push these enemies here. It's going to block an enemy from spawning, so it's going to take 1 damage. And when this enemy is going to fire, it's going to fire on this enemy. So this enemy is going to take 1 damage. So that's pretty cool. And I want to avoid this one from getting hit. So what I have to do is to move away. And I'm just going to move this one here. And that's it. So this one dies even before it has the opportunity to fire. This one takes a damage, and this one fire in the void. So now I have 3 enemies to deal with. So this one is dumb because it's getting into the seismic activity, so I don't have to care about it. This one is going to rush into this building, so I don't want him to rush into this building. So I'm going to fire here to push it here. It's going to prevent this one from spawning. I think so. Or it's going to... No, it's going to rush. It's going to rush, so this one is still going to spawn. But I want... I screwed up. I don't want this one to fire into this one. Is it massive? Can I push it into the water? It doesn't seem to be a mini-boss, so I can push him into the water and it will die. Yeah, that's it. So that's pretty cool because you can just kill big monster out of the way if they are just next to water, and I'm going to block another enemy from spawning. So the next turn should be pretty easy. So this one dies, and this one is going to die too, because he just rushed into the void. So that was well played. And here I just have to kill this one. No, it's going to die anyway. This one is not going even to spawn because it is on a seismic tile. The seismic tile is going to disappear even before the enemy is going to spawn, so I don't have to care about it. And I don't have to care about this one because it's going to die right away. So I'm just going to repair. And for the fun, I'm going to fire 1 time on this one. So that's a new buff. It's doing a shell, and it basically puts a barrier on each enemy. So enemy have to be hit at least 1 time before they can take any hit point, and that's a pretty big upgrade. So I don't want him to be around for too long, but hopefully I only have 2 turns remaining before it's the end of the turn, and no, I can kill it. I'm just going to end this turn. So this one dies, this one doesn't spawn, and this was come. But he can't do much. He can just attack, comme ça. So he can only attack me. He webbed my robot, so my robot can't move, but he can attack. So what I'm going to do I can't do much this turn. I'm just going to move away this one. It wasn't on a seismic tile, but I prefer to not be too close. Just going to punch this one away and going to kill this one. And that's fine. That was a good mission. Now getting one reputation point and 1 grid point. So I already had my grid full. So what it does is that it enhances the power of the grid defense. This is percentage here, 17%. It means that my building have a 17% chance of not being hit if an enemy tries to hit it. And you can upgrade this chance by getting grid point behind your maximum number of grid points. So it basically means that if you play very well, you can get even more protection, and it can go up to more than 40%. And if you get that, you're basically sure to win the game. So now I have 2 other missions. I have an easy one. So easy one, I don't need to do it. I don't like this one. Do not kill the volatile vessel. That's really an objective I don't like to do. And there's an hard one here I may be able to do later. So now my options are basically to do either this one or the hard one. I may be able to try the hard one. No, I'm not very confident. If I do the hard one, I'm going to screw up. Do you want me to see screw up? I'm going for the hard one, just for the fun. So I have 3 enemies plus 1 alpha mini boss. It's not a big one, so I can push him into water, which should be... I don't know if it's going to be doable. So I want to protect the train. And okay. So I think that the big one is going to rush into the train. I don't know. It's going to rush into one of my robots. Okay, so basically here I just have to push this one away so that it doesn't fire into the building. So how can I do that? I can put this one here. I can fire here. And this one is going to take 2 damage. 1 damage. Because it won't take the one from blocking the other one from coming, because it's going to move before the one under is going to spawn. And oh no, what I can do is this. I can punch this one here. And this one is going to... yeah, it's going to get killed by this one. And so what I can do here is to put my tank here. Oh, I could be firing this weapon. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, that was cool. And enter. So I have 1 protection here, so I think I'm... oh yeah, I need to kill this one in priority. Killing this one. Okay. Once it's killed, they don't have any protection, and I want this one to move away or to get killed. And what I'm going to do is to kill it. And that's cool. Okay. I have the big one dead. And now I have to protect this building. This one does 3 damage. Ah, crap. Crap, crap, crap. That was not... because now I have to move this one away because it's going to fire on the building. But if I do, I can only do it with my tank. And my tank, if I put it here, it's going to die because this one does 3 damage. Unless I move here, I take 1 damage from this one, so this one doesn't die, and I use my tank to push this one away, so it doesn't fire on my tank. Yeah. So this one is going to... Okay. So nobody's attacking the train, so I only have to clear the pass, that's good, and push this one into water. Can I do that? Yeah, I can push this one into water, and I can push the other one into water as well, and I can even kill this one. And that was very good. Cool. So that was an hard mission, and I just got the three reward. So I get 2 reputation points plus a reactor core, and that's cool. And I get 1 promoted soldier, which has a random effect of +1 mech reactor. So that means that it has 1 reactor free, and I'm going to use it to upgrade this weapon so that I can use 2 times per battle. And this one I'm going to remove 1 point from making buildings immune, and I'm going to spend the 2nd point here and activate his special kill double shot, which is something I really like. And I still have 1 core to spend. So where could I spend that? I'm maybe going to wait for another point, or I'm going to upgrade temporarily this one. I'm going to put some HP, and once I have another one, I'm going to maybe use the dash. So now I have this one with Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm, it's exactly the same as the seismic activity, unless that it doesn't destroy the tile, it only kills what's on it. And I have to kill at least 7 enemies and protect the old earth bar. So I have to protect this building and to kill at least 7 enemies. So it should be pretty straightforward. So these are the lightning storm. So I have to be careful about this. And that already sounds pretty bad. Yeah, it's not looking very good already. What if I do that? No. No. No, no, no. So the problem here is that I have 2 of my robots that are webbed, and I want to set them free. To set them free, I need to move these 2 enemies. I can only move this one. I can move this one. I can't move this one. And I don't want anything to be in front of this one, because this one is going to deal 3 damage, which is a lot. Well. I might be going to sacrifice. I think I'm going to sacrifice 1 grid to free my other mech. Ah, no! I can do something cool here. I can move here and push this one on the lightning storm. It's going to get killed instantly. So that's something I can do. Or I can oh, should be able to do something cool. I'm going to kill this one. This one is going to take 1 damage, which is not a big deal. I'm going to use this one to push the dangerous enemies on the lightning storm, so it's going to die instantly. And I'm using my tank to do whatever. Okay. Oh no! No, such a bad idea. And yes, I can fire 2 times with this one. Well, it's pretty useless. And dead. That's cool, because it's a really annoying enemy. So now I have a lot less enemy to deal with. So this one is going for the bar, so I need to protect it. And this one too is going for the bar. So what I need to do is I can kill... No, I cannot kill this one. I cannot kill this one. I need to push this one. And I need to eventually push this one too. Or to move it here. What if I... No. Undo. It can move here. So what I can do is push him here to block another enemy from coming. And I want... Oh, that's going to be a problem. This one, I can push it. No? No, it's good. I can... Ah, no! No, I removed my upgrade to not do any damage to building. So I can push this enemy here. But... I can kill it. I can simply kill it. And I can do damage to this one. And another one. Okay, that's good. So this one's rushing. Oh no, that's a big one. That's a violet enemies are the biggest one. So that's looking okay. So yeah, there's only one enemy that is firing at the old bar. So what I can do is I can maybe... Yeah, I can kill this one, I think. I can do that. and I can use my artillery to double tap those one. Ah no, I won't be able to kill this one. But the cool thing is that there is a fog, and the fog prevents enemies to fire, to attack. So this one was going to dash into this direction, and it can't do it anymore because there's a fog now. So that's cool, but I'm going to kill this one. And I could have killed this one if the mountain wouldn't have break, but it breaks, so I couldn't push it on the rock, and it didn't took 1 damage. I was expecting this. And what I can do is to simply go for this one and kill it. So this one I need to move. And this one. Okay. I have two enemies to... Okay, I need to kill 2 enemies. Or to remove them. What I can do is... Using my special weapon is going to make them collide into a building. I can kill this one. And if I just go this way, this one is going to take 1 damage. I don't really care, because I only have 1 turn left. And I can basically go here, kill this one, and end the mission. So there's only going to be 1 robot going to take 1 damage, and here finish with all objectives complete. And there's 1 mission left before the boss. What am I going to do? I don't really need power grid points. I'm more in search of reputation. I can do this one. This one is an easy one, I believe. And I'm going to get an extra grid point. So this is the Earth Mover. It's a device that is going to make land to come back on each side. And every turn is going to grow bigger. So all this gap is going to be filled as the turn advance. And I need to kill this one fast because of its buff. And I want this one to go here, and I want this one to go here to kill this one. So there's a pod incoming, so that's the stuff that are randomly coming from the future and that contain almost always a reactor core to upgrade your mech, and sometime other stuff like a weapon or a pilot, but it's not guaranteed. So... Oh, these two are in a very bad position. I need them to move, but I can only do that with this one, and this one it can't do much right now. I can kill them this turn because they have their protection, and this is going to destroy the Earth Mover, and I don't want that. So what can I do? I can move this one away through this direction, but this one oh no! I should be able to do something fun. I'm going to push this one here. And I'm going to use this one special weapon to push the other one. So those two got pushed from away from the earth mover. And I'm going to take the hit on this one to kill this one, so that they lose their protection. So that should be way better for the next turn. So I have now 4 enemies with one big enemy. The violet one is going to rush. Okay, it's going to rush into one of my robots, so I don't really care. So what's important here is that I protect the coil plant. So I'm going to do that with this one. I'm going to secure the pod and to fire behind this one so that it falls into here. I need to protect the earth mover, and to do that I need to kill this one. And I'm going to fire on this one to push it and avoid that it fire on the building. So there are basically just this one that is going to rush here, and it's basically not a problem. So now I have 2 of them, and that's a problem. Okay, that's a problem. I have one guy here, and I can't move him away. So that's bad. And I have this one, and I can't move him away either. And they are both doing a lot of damage, which means that this one is going to destroy both buildings, make me lose 2 great points, and this one too. So I may lose 4 great points if I don't do anything. What can I do? What can I do? And this one is going to fire here, so it also fires on the building. Oh, that's going to be a tough choice. That's going to be tough. What am I going to do? I can... Oh, no. I can save both buildings. This one, it 3 damage. I can sacrifice this one to take all damage, but I'm going to lose the pilot. I don't want to lose the pilot. Wow, that's tough. That's tough. What can I do? I can use this one to push this one way here, and use this one to push him here. So I'm going to avoid this one from hitting this building, but this one is going to take 1 damage, and I won't be able to save this building. Unless... no. There's no unless. Or I can use my artillery to push this one here. Use this one to push it here, so it doesn't hit this building. But this one are going to be hit. I don't think there's a solution to have no damage. I'm going to take damage here. Well. Yeah, I'm going to take damage, I think. So what I'm going to do is... Or I can push this one away. What can I possibly do? Ah, that's a hard one. I'm trying to think about using this weapon to move away this one. But to do that, I need it to be pushed. Well, I can't do much. I'm going to try something. This one is going to be pushed here. No, I'm going to hit the building. So I can only do that. So I'm saving this one. But I can save this one. This one can be saved. I can't put anything here because it's going to take 4 damage and die. Or I can put this one here. And... No, I may be able to do it. If I put this one here and repair, I'm going to survive. And if this one, if I fire here, yes, I can do it. I'm going to repair. So this one, I forgot I could push with a repair, but that wouldn't have been useful here. I push this one here, and I fire this one away. And I'm just going to take 1 damage here and 4 damage here. But, ah no! I still lose 1 grid. Because this one is going to get pushed into a building, and 1 building is going to get destroyed. But well, I only take 1 grid damage, and that's still okay. Because I'm going to get 1 after completing this mission. But now I have a lot of enemy to deal with. And that's bad. That's very bad. That's bad, that's very bad. I don't know what to do. I can push this one away. I can push this one away. And I can use this weapon. Oh no, I think I can... No, wait. I'm going to take 1 grid damage again. I can push this here. I can push this. The Earth Mover is going to take 1 damage, but I'm not going to lose any grid damage for this. And now I need to push this one away. And I'm just losing 1 grid damage. Well. Oh, it released! That's super cool. So I only lost 1 grid damage and I got 1 back from completing the mission. And that's cool. That ended up cool. And I'm getting a core from the pod. Yeah, that was very lucky. And now the boss battle. So So now you have here a boss, so I don't want this boss to get to building. So the boss is attacking. This one is very... It's very bad because it attacks 3 tiles and you really have to push it away. So I can kill this one, I can kill... No, I can't kill this one. I need to move him away. And that's what I'm going to do. I want it to move away. I want to kill this one. And I want this one to move away. Oh no, I can... Is it wise to... No, I will not deploy the special weapon for now. But the next turn is going to get tough because of the 2 new bad guys. So this is still pretty okay. This is not okay. And this is not okay. Well, this is bad, I think. This is bad. Because this one is going to attack the building. This one is going to attack 4 buildings. And this one is going to attack 1 building. So I need... The priority is to move this one and this one. Well. What am I going to do? I can't kill... Or perhaps I can... That's going to be a tough choice. I can move those one away. I can free this one. If I free this one, you can push this one away. And with this one, I can kill this one, but not move this one. So I'm still going to lose 1 grid. But that should be okay. So I'm going to do that. This. And... Oh crap, no. If I do that, I'm taking more damage than I think. No, I'm going to reset this turn. Well, let's rethink this. If I go here and fire here and move this one away, and if I fire on my own unit, okay, so that's another aspect of the game, is that sometimes it's more useful to damage your own unit in order to push something away to kill it, and that's basically just what I just did. So I'm just going to take 1 grid damage for not being able to save this building. And now this is bad. This mission is going to be super tough. Oh, they're all shooting the same. They're all shooting the same enemy. But I can free myself, I think. If I do that, I'm taking 1 damage. I need to punch this one. I need to punch it. And I need to free this unit. And what I can do is to push everybody away and block this one from coming. and killing this one. And this one are going to fire on each other. Okay, that's what's pretty cool. Okay, so everything should be alright. I should be able to finish this mission without any more damage. Oh, no, it should be okay. So I'm just going to kill this one, getting my extra objective. I'm going to push this one away. It's going to hit this one, but only for 1 damage. And I'm going to use this one to push this one away. And it's good. Yeah, thank you. That was an hard mission. But that's good. I had all the objectives, so I'm going to get a free reward. And I don't need a pilot. I don't really like this weapon, so I'm just going for the 2 great points. 2 great points. What are those weapons? Yeah, it's a normal difficulty game. Yeah, normal. And no, all of this is good, so I'm just going to grab 2 of these and to get 2 extra great points. So now I have the final island that is unlocked. When you secure 2 islands, you can basically go to the end of the game. If you wish, you can still do the other 2 islands, and the more islands you do, the more difficult the game gets. So if I want an easy win, I could just go to the final mission now, and that's what I'm going to do, because I'm already been streaming for about 2 hours. Whoa. And so I'm just going to spend my grid point and go on a suicide mission to the final mission. And so that's the end of the game. So if you didn't finish the game, you might want to don't see it, but the game is really not based on narrative, so I don't think it's going to spoil you anything. And the game is made to be played several times, so it's not a big deal, I think, if you get to see the final mission. But if you want to skip it, you'd better skip it now. So I have 3 points. I'm highly hesitating. No, on to the. I think I'm going to boost the HP of this one. This one is pretty good right now, and maybe going for the dash. I don't know. I don't quite like the dash. It's not that useful, and not on the final mission. So what I'm maybe going to do is more damage on this one. Okay. And final mission, go. So the final mission is in 2 parts. You have this third part, you just have to survive for 5 turns. And after that you have another part, you have to protect a bomb and to survive also. And once you pass all those turns, you win the game. So the good thing is that I have all my grid points, I have grid points upgraded, so I'm in pretty good shape to beat the game. So if I don't screw up, I should be able to finish the game. So I just have to place those 3, Confirm. So the mission starts. There's no building to destroy, but they are going to drop energy pylon. And these are going to act like a normal building, so I don't want them to get hit, and if they got hit I lose my power grid, and if on this final mission I get my power grid to 0, it is still a game over. So here what's going to happen is that this volcano is going to have lava going through, and this enemy is set on a tile that is going to have a lava flow on it. So I don't have to care about it, it's going to get killed. Oh no, it's a flying enemy. It's a flying enemy, so it's not going to get killed. So I still have to manage this one. And what am I going to do? I have this one jumping over here. And yeah, what I'm going to do is to push this one away, to punch and push this one away so that it blocks this one from spawning, and I'm using this one 2 HP. It has 2 HP, and I'm going to use this one to be pushed away, and that's it. So that's a good first turn. Okay, this one is going to be bad. So now on the next turn there's going to be some fireball. So I don't want anything to be in the path of the fireball. So this one is going to be on the fireball, it is going to be rusted. So I don't care about it getting rust. I don't want this one to hit here. So what I'm going to do is to move this one away. But where should I place it? I'm going to place it here. This one I'm going to move here. No, I'm going to move 2 tiles away, because I'm going to move this one up and I don't want to be in his path. So I'm just going to push this here. So this one is going to be fried, this one is going to be fried, this one is going to rush onto the rock, so it doesn't matter. And this one, and I want to prevent more enemies from coming, so I'm going to sit here. Fried and fried, and this one, it won't do much. So this one is blocked, this one is blocked. This one is a big buff. It's a golden one. It basically has every buff possible combined. So it's really going to be one of my main targets. Ah no, it's a Pion Tyrant. I think it's damaging me for 1 HP every turn. It's not one that combines everything. So I still have to kill it. This one is going to rush here. So what I'm going to do, I won't be able to... this is bad. This one is almost going to die, I think. So what I'm going to do is to repair. I'm going to... push this one away. And it's going to be drowned in water. And this one I'm going to stay here. I'm just going to repair for 1 time. And that should be good. So I'm taking a Pion attack from this one. This one is going to rush into water. And that's cool. And I'm taking 2 damage from here. So more enemies. So that is starting to be bad. That's pretty bad. I need to make this one go away. And for that, I'm going to move here. To move him here, I need to get this one away. And I need this one to not die. It's going to take 2 damage. Okay, I'm good. So this mission is good. So I'm going to be on the second part of the final mission. And the cool thing is that on the second part you get all your HP back on all your robots. So that's cool. So I'm taking 1 damage here, and that's it. So second part. So the second part works the same. You have power pylons that are going to come. You have to protect them, and you also have a bomb to protect. The bomb can't be destroyed, and if it gets destroyed, it just there's another bomb that is going to come, and it postpones the end of the game by 5 turns. So you don't want to postpone that, because the more you postpone that, the more enemies are going to come. So it's really something you want to avoid. So what I'm going to do here, I may be going to sacrifice 1 power grid to get this boss getting on a falling rock, so it gets killed instantly. That's maybe something I'm going to do. And then I'm going to push this one away, taking 1 damage here. Push this one away so it gets killed in the lava. And I'm going to sacrifice 1 power grid to push the boss away on a falling rock, so it gets killed. And that's cool because it has 6 HP. So okay, kill. This one is going to die. Dead. And 1 damage. So that was a cool turn. So now okay, this one is going for the bomb. So I absolutely need it to not go on the bomb. So I may want to push him too on this tile to avoid anything bad. And I need this one to be pushed here. It's going to die. I need this one to avoid this tile, because this tile is going to get swallowed. So I just want this one to not hit the pylons. And I want this one. I'm going to sacrifice yet another pylon to push this one on this tile, and it's going to be killed instantly. So I'm taking 1 damage because of the golden stuff now. So this one's killed, this one's killed. And I still have 2 turns to survive. And I need this one to be pushed. Okay, now I don't really know what to do. I can push this one. I can maybe kill this one. This one is going for a pylon. This one is going for a pylon too. Okay. It's starting to get complicated. But if I can save enough pylon for this turn, I basically won the game. So what am I going to do? Which one is firing here? This one. But I want... I don't know what to do. What if I push those one away? These two pylons are going down. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to lose one pylon. This one is doing 1 damage. Yeah, and I'm going to prevent this one from coming. And it's... Okay, the bomb is going to take 2 damage, which is not a big deal, but I'm not going to be able to take any damage on the next turn. Okay, the next turn is going to be... Okay. This is the final turn. Very final turn. So what I can do is basically go on a suicide mission. And all my characters can basically die. I don't care about that. And... so what I'm going to do is to prevent this one from hitting the pylons. I need this one. I need this one to die. No, it's going to hit for 1. 1, 2. Well, I win the game. Whatever I do from now, I win the game. So what I'm going to do is just basically repairing. No. I'm going to hit this one so that the bomb doesn't get 1 damage. And I'm going to... whatever. Okay, if I hit the end, but the end turn, I basically won the game. So what happens here? I'm just going to lose 2 pylons, and I have 4 grid points, so I'm not going to be game over. And that's it. Game finished. So I didn't even screw up my run. I was pretty sure to lose, but that's cool. And that was the end of the game. So, as you see, it's no big deal. The game is not very story driven, it's more on the gameplay. And I almost... I had a pretty good run. I almost had a perfect run. I think I lost two maybe more, 2 or 3 civilian building. And when you beat the game, you're given the opportunity to save 1 time traveler, one of your pilots. You can choose it and keep its experience point and use it for the next mission. And like I said, I particularly like this pilot, so I'm just going to select and keep this one and its experience point. That's it. So beat the game on 2 islands in about 2 hours. And that was a long game, especially because I was explaining at the same time, but on a 2 island run it's basically done in less than 1 hour. And if you're really good and speed and fast, you can basically finish the game with 4 islands in less than 1 hour. So that's pretty doable. And that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this presentation of Into the Breach, and it's a cool game. It's below $15 on Steam, I believe, and it's really good. If you like strategy, if you like roguelike games, what's very interesting about this game is that there are absolutely nothing that is random. Only the AI and the terrain generation are random, but all the gameplay, it isn't. And that makes the game very controllable and predictable, and it puts the strategy at the heart of the game, and that's really awesome. And if you want to go really further in the game, you can just customize your squad with a special challenge using some other squads. Like this squad is only based on freezing enemies. When you freeze enemy, you don't kill them, you just freeze them, and they can be moved like blocks. They can still block enemy from spawning and so on, but they can be unfreeze unless other enemy hits them. And you can also use that to freeze building, because when you freeze building, it basically gives them a free protection. They have to be hit once to break the ice, and only after that they can be damaged. So it's a squad. You have a strategy that you fire on your own building to make them freeze, to protect them, while you just control the other enemy. And you have lots of configuration. I didn't unlock all of them yet. It's basically based on the achievements. When you do the achievements, you get medals, and you can spend medals on unlocking new squads. There's a lot of replayability, lots of stuff to unlock, and a lot of stuff to do. So if you're really into that kind of game, I can only recommend that. And that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for being here and for watching this first episode. I hope that you enjoy it and that you're going to be interested in the next one. If you have any suggestions of games, feel free to send them to me. I'm going to check those games and see what I can play next. And until then, I tell you also the next slot of streaming will be on next Wednesday. I'm going to try to stream on every Wednesday, and also to post the replay to YouTube if I'm able to. Okay. Thank you very much, and have a good night, and until next time, bye.